music. Show is starting soon. You know how Axel does it. Here we go, guys. So, how's everyone doing tonight? Give me the thumbs up. How's the sound? You know I like to have nice sound. I figured we'd do a different little Indian or Ukraine. From what I've seen, I believe this is an Armenian guy. What we're going to do is we're going to review ET Transport. I don't know if any of you guys subscribe to ET Transport's channel. I like his channel. It's nice. You know, it's smooth. It's low-key. He's real informative. You know, out of the trucking industry, he's probably one of the very few trucking channels that I watch. You know, but he had an interesting character. He recorded a phone call. He got a phone call from a double broker. And I swear, I couldn't resist. I had to get this video. I have to go through this video because this guy on the phone, this double broker, he's a moron. He's an idiot. So let's move over there. So this is the guy from ET Transport. I'll show his name in a second. I forget exactly how you pronounce it, but I also tagged him so he'll get the video. So if he's watching or he's going to watch it later, don't worry, ET Transport, you're cool with me. But your video, I have to go through it, and I have to go over this guy. This guy is a typical scumbag as far as I'm concerned in the trucking industry. These are the type of guys, and I can't even believe he called this guy to complain to him. Because what had happened is this guy from ET Transport had done another video. You'd have to go to his channel. And he does a lot of shows about double brokering. So I guess the guy called to complain about one of his videos. I don't even get those kind of complaints. I don't know. They're scared to come complain to me. So let me put my earpiece in because I got to hear him too. I'm going to play it. I'll probably stop and go and comment. But I'm telling you, this guy in the phone call, he's an idiot. So, yeah, Ronan's reserved. Yeah, he's pretty reserved. All right, here we go.
All right, so something about what he says, there aren't any concrete regulations against it.
Wait, I gotta rewind it.
Which is bullshit, buddy.
That's not what I said.
You did it for views.
So here I am working away like I usually do, and I get a phone call from somebody who's obviously really pissed off at me. He's pissed off because of recent, I've done a couple of videos on double brokering. One of my videos, I actually exposed somebody that double brokered our freight. So our brokerage department gave a load to a carrier. That carrier ended up somehow giving it to somebody else. That somebody else ended up giving it to a carrier for a much higher price than we did. And I did a video on exposing somebody for double brokering. Now I received a phone call from somebody, and why don't we dissect it together? And I'd really love to get your opinion, the audience, I'd really love to get your opinion on this phone call. So let's start playing it.
Hello, Ron?
Yes?
Yeah, hi, Ron. My name's Ben. How you doing, buddy?
Good, yourself?
Good, good. I was just looking at your YouTube video about double brokering, bro.
I gotta pause it for us. Listen, this guy, when he's talking, I swear it sounds like he's got a jar of peanut butter in his mouth. I don't know, or his cheeks are probably so like big. And then I don't know, but his name is definitely not Ben. I mean, these crooks and these frauds with these fake names, you guys see what brokers send me sometimes. They even use celebrity names in their emails. Ben, really? You're from overseas, your name is Ben. Eastern Europe does not use the name Ben, man. Come on. Let's move along.
It's you, right?
Yep, it's me.
Yeah, so first of all, let me tell you something about me, okay? My name is Ben, and I'm 12 years double brokering. So, listen, buddy. Whatever you're saying in your video is totally and absolutely fake, because it's not calling double brokering when you're booking the shipment and giving to other truck. That means that you're not going to pay, because it's scam. So we all the time paying the carriers, okay? The term in double brokering, brokers bring out the term in because they basically can't work with the drivers who not able to just accept the tracking links and
I mean, the guy, man, listen. Whether he's here in this country or he's overseas, how are you going to call a guy that has carrier broker authority and you can't even speak correctly to him? This is an idiot. I don't know how brokers deal with these idiots day in and day out. Now you're going to call this guy and complain because he did a video on double brokering and then sit there and tell everybody so he can put in his video that you've been double brokering for 12 years. Wow, you're a freaking moron. Ronan, if you're watching, please, man, if you have this guy's information or one of his companies, please let me know so I can do a deep dive, and you guys are all going to see as the video goes on what else this crazy guy says. So let me continue it.
do all that bullshit, okay? The second thing is, if you're talking about double brokering, your last name is Gilkarov, always Russian surname.
All right, let's dissect this one at a time, okay? So the guy gives me a phone call and says that I don't agree with your videos with the double brokering, and that my definition of double brokering is not actually double brokering, where he starts off the conversation saying that I've been double brokering for 12 years and this is not double brokering. Hello, my fellow fleet owners. Ronan here from ET Transport. Just a quick heads up, mark your calendars because on May 15th to the 17th, I will be in Chicago as I am attending and speaking at the Logistics Leadership Conference. If you're in the area, I would love to connect with other small fleet owners to discuss the industry. Feel free to reach out to sponsorship at ettransport.ca if you're interested in attending a meet and greet with me. Hopefully I'll see you there. Okay, so this is his angle. His angle is that double brokering is just fine in our industry and it should be allowed. Now, if you hear the remainder of this conversation, you'll understand his angle. The second point that he brings out is about my name and my last name, but let's hear what else he has to say.
Your last name is Gilkarov, always Russian surname, and you sound like an Indian. I'm not racist, but trust me, what I'm saying.
All right, so he says my last name is Gilkarov, but I sound like I'm Indian, something about my accent, but he's not racist.
So, my friend, I understand. You're calling me to tell me what?
I'm calling you to tell you something that whatever you're trying to say in the YouTube is totally bullshit, buddy. Because you right now not gonna be able even to book a shipment because you sound like an Indian. Your last name is Gilkarov. So try to book a load with a sure shot. Let's see what they're gonna do with your MC number.
My friend.
All right, so ET Transport has the brokerage arm of ET Transport. You know, one company that has the trucking side and also the brokerage side has been brokering loads from 2006. It's been 18 years, and I believe we started the brokerage firm in 2000, maybe 13, 14. I think it's been over 10 years now, and we haven't had a problem brokering loads. So I don't know what this guy's saying or what angle he's taking, but let's continue to hear.
Costa. What does his name have to do with anything? I'm sure he's not racist. You know what's funny? you know, you'll see it at the end because or close to the end. You saw this video, but you got an Armenian double broker, okay? And Armenians are like notorious for double brokering, and he's picking on this guy, guessing he's like Indian. Like, how? Man, let me continue because this guy, he's just an idiot. He's just an idiot. I like listening to these idiots because they just show how dumb they are. I'm glad Mr. Ronan put him in this video. I'm so glad. Because these kind of guys, we got to do more. We got to do more and put all these idiots on blast. Let me continue.
What he has to say. He obviously has a problem with my name and my last name.
I don't understand. I don't have a problem booking loads.
You have a problem with your accent, believe me.
Sure, that's fine. That's your opinion. I understand that, but I didn't ask you to call me.
How many years you are in transportation, buddy? How many years you are in transportation?
Oh, ET Transport's been in 18 years in business.
No, exactly you. How many years you are in the business as a dispatcher, as a guy who's booking loads?
18 years.
18. 12 years I'm in this business. So in 18 years...
This is his comeback. He asks him how long. He tells him 18 years. And this big dummy comes back, oh, I've been 12. I'm waiting for him to come back and say, well, I've been like 20 or 25. Like, this is mental retardation. Like, you're really trying to dog the guy by telling him you have 12, but he told you he has 18. Ronan, please, man, if you're watching, please. I need this guy. I want to find his picture, everything. I'm telling you, he probably got the big mustache, giant belly. He probably lives in a village in a hut somewhere. I gotta find out. Let me continue.
You didn't understand the difference between double brokering, scamming, or something else? You didn't understand the difference?
I understand. You're talking to me about my accent and my professionalism, and I didn't request for you to call me. I don't need your advice. I have more than enough people.
So you really think that double brokering is when you book a load, giving it to other carrier and not paying them? That's what you call in double brokering?
No, the definition of double brokering is when you're taking a load from a broker as a carrier, and then you yourself are brokering it out, and not when you...
All right, so the definition of double brokering, okay, just so I'm crystal clear on this, is when you as a carrier are being given a load from a broker. So let's say we'll take TQL or CH Robinson in this example. If TQL or CH Robinson gives me a load, and I take this load and broker it out to somebody else from the pickup to the delivery, that's considered double brokering, okay? So that's what the videos are about. That's what the articles are constantly about double brokered loads, and this is a problem in our industry. Now, we're not talking about brokering. Let's say TQL or CH Robinson gave me a load, picked up in Illinois, and then I use a third party to pick up my loads in Illinois, but I, as the carrier, ET Transport, haul the entire freight. We're not talking about that. We're talking about taking somebody else's load, posting it on the load board, and selling it from point A to point B. Yes, that is considered.
Hey, Ronan, if you're watching, please, you got to do another video about the triple and quadruple double brokering. Triple, quadruple, whatever. But
considered double brokering, and I do not agree with that, and I would never allow anybody in our brokerage firm to be okay with giving it to a carrier that's going to give it to somebody else.
When you don't have the licenses to do that, yes, that's double brokering. Correct.
Okay, so what's the point? Okay, but why are you saying that in that case drivers not getting the payment?
Do you even know what's happening? Do you even know what's happening in our industry right now with double brokering? With people?
Yeah, I know what's going on in the industry.
Oh, okay.
I have more than 5,000 trucks, buddy. I have more than 5,000 trucks. I have more than 7 MCs for me that I'm working for those guys, for 5,000 drivers. All of them like 50, 55 years and older guys who is not going to be able to fill out this bullshit online RMIS links like how.
okay, so this guy claims to have 7 MCs, 5,000 trucks. I hope you're all listening, okay? because this is the type of guy that's doing some crazy stuff here. 7 MCs. It's gonna get even more interesting. But this is what we call bullshit, okay? And he's talking about that these drivers or whatever, they can't sign up with the RMIS and highway and stuff like that. Yeah, probably because they're idiots. I've been doing it for 5 years. It's not hard. Once you set it up, it's click, 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 yes, no, and done. It takes 5 minutes or less. I don't know what kind of bullshit this guy is slinging, but you got an idiot that's dealing with supposedly 5,000 more idiots. I don't know. Let's continue.
Highway leagues, like anything else, they can drive. They're broken and everything, which is totally bullshit.
All right, here's his angle. Finally, he's making sense about something. All right, his angle is that he has over 5,000 trucks, and I believe he said 7 MCs. Why in the world would somebody have 7 MCs? But that's a whole nother story. So he brought out a good valid point. So if there are drivers out there that are 50, 55, 60 years old, now in order to get set up with a carrier, in order to set up with a broker, you have to fill out a bunch of forms. Now these guys are busy driving their trucks. They don't have time to fill out these forms, or they don't have time to, analyze every paragraph over there, to send back the documents, certificates, carrier profiles, to create a carrier profile. I get it. But that's why there are dispatch services out there. The dispatch services, I'll get into just a little bit about their role in the industry and what they are allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do. But let's continue.
Double brokering term is totally bullshit, because there's
Double brokering service is totally bullshit. This guy, man. Ronan, I hope you took aspirin after this guy.
no regulation about double brokering. There's no federal government.
All right, so something about what he says, there aren't any concrete regulations against it. What there are concrete rules is when you're taking a load from C.H. Robinson, when you're taking a load from TQL, when you're taking a load from ET Transport, we all have on our carrier broker agreement a paragraph that clearly states that you are not allowed to take this load and you cannot broker it out. All right, so that is what you're going against. It's not about an industry and it's not about the rules in the industry. It's when you are doing business to business, okay, it's clear cut that when C.H. Robinson or TQL gives you a load, you are to haul that load on your own assets. And if you can't, give back that load.
Let me tell you something about it. As a broker who sells loads also, okay, I wouldn't want anybody to take my load and to sell it to anybody else. That's not why I'm giving somebody my load.
Okay, but somebody else who can drive your load, but it is impossible. It is impossible for him to get set up with you, to pick up your load, to book a load with you.
Yes.
Who's gonna move your freaking load? Who's gonna move your load?
I'll find somebody else. Don't worry about it. I don't need you.
You're not gonna find. You're not gonna find. Believe me.
Yeah.
You're not gonna find. Believe me.
All right, so this is another thing that I do not agree with him, okay? You're not gonna find. What do you mean I'm not gonna find? Somehow you found this load. So if a carrier cannot do a load, just give it back to the broker and say, hey, I'm really sorry, my truck broke down, I didn't make it, I couldn't make the pickup. Give whatever excuse you can, but give back the load to the original freight broker and let that freight broker find another carrier. Leave it up to him. You don't need to go to the extent of finding another carrier and doing it. Now you'll see his opinion a little bit more in detail and you'll understand what I'm talking about.
If all double brokers one day not gonna work, you're gonna lose your job, buddy.
I'm not gonna lose. I will be just fine. You just need to make sure that you're gonna be okay. You need to make sure that you're gonna be okay.
Listen. If all the double brokers went away, I believe me when I tell you, rates and everything would go up, and the industry would be a lot better. This guy, you know the problem with some of these foreign guys? They like to convince you of their bullshit. They're lousy bullshit propaganda pushers. I'm gonna put it like that. They just talk and they try to push their bullshit to make you believe. They try to rearrange your brain. Like you're an idiot, but this guy is truly an idiot. That he has on the call. I mean, it's these type of people, man. And I mean, let me just continue. Ronan, sorry for interrupting you. Let me hit it.
if you're 18 years, in the business, do you remember how 8 years ago, 10 years ago, you're booking a load? Do you remember that any single carrier is going to call you? No, you keep calling carriers, right? You keep calling carriers every single day, 100 or 200 carriers per day to book one of your loads. You just forget that everything. Now what you're doing, you're just posting your load in DAT and that's it. You're just waiting for a call or email, right?
Well, no, we have a registered list of carriers that we use, and if we cannot find...
You are a carrier or you are a broker, buddy?
We are both. We have licenses for both. The problem is that most... Yes.
So what's going to happen if you book a load and your truck going to have an issue? You're easily going to broker out your load to somebody else, right?
No, we have other trucks. What do you mean?
All right, so here's another thing that I totally disagree with him. All right, so he's saying what happens if you book a load and you go to the pickup. So we'll take Texas, Dallas, Texas. You're booking a load from Dallas, Texas to Buffalo, New York. What happens if you pick up that load and that truck breaks down? So after you've picked it up. So here at ET Transport, we have a fleet of over 100 power units. So no, we would not sell this load, which is what he's saying. We would have the closest driver that's empty to go empty to pick up that load, to swap the trailers, and then that power unit will do the rest of the load. So we would not just post it on DAT, or if a truck broke down, we wouldn't just sell it or double broker this. This is complete nonsense. I mean,
he brought up another point too, where he said he has a list of carriers. A lot of good brokers, they're going to have their list of carriers. A lot of times they're not even going to post a load. They're going to email or call their preferred carriers that they have relationships with, which is one of the best. I know another broker also who has told me that these idiots will call to do business with them. And like, what are you calling for? Well, we want to sign up with you. It's, okay, what's your MC? And they'll give the broker the MC, and they have a broker MC. He's like, what? You have a broker MC. I don't need you. Well, we can do business together. No, we don't. I don't need you to do business. I have my own way to post my own loads. I have my own network of carriers. I mean, these guys, man.
Maybe that's what their practice is of what they do. That's just not what we do. If a driver breaks down, okay, and has a trailer full, we find the closest person that's empty to him. Usually it's within 150, 200 miles away. And the bigger the fleet is, the more options you have. So for us with over 100 power units, we'd usually have a second guy, probably 100, 150, even if it's 200 miles away. That's the cost of doing business. That's our reputation. The last thing that we would do is post it on DAT and get somebody else to do it.
Bro, don't bring that bullshit to me. It's obvious in business. I do know what I'm talking about. I also have a brokerage. I have 3 brokerages instead of 1.
Why do you need 3 brokerages?
3?
Because there's a bunch of carriers. One carrier can work with the Landstar, the other one can't work with the Landstar. They can work with the Total Quality, for example.
All right, so the reason why he has multiple brokerages and multiple MC numbers is because some brokerage companies will work with some carriers and some of them won't. So he has multiple brokerages. Can you understand that? It's like ET Transport having ABC brokerage, YYZ brokerage, and BBL brokerage. Like, come on, seriously? Why in the world do you need multiple brokerages? Why in the world do you need multiple MC numbers? I mean, you be the judge. Does a carrier actually need multiple MCs if they are clean and they're doing everything properly? Who knows?
Absolutely not. And that's one thing I cover on my shows when I dig into a lot of these guys with these multiple MCs. This guy is claiming 5,000 units, not Ronan, the guy on the phone call, is claiming 5,000 units or 5,000 drivers, 7 MCs. Now he's saying he has 3 brokerages. And this is what goes on. Just like if you guys go back in my podcast shows when I exposed, I believe it was Empire, and a bunch of brokers have one of their authorities blocked, okay? But the other one, they don't have anything blocked on them. It makes no sense when you know that one guy has 2 brokerages, and if 30 guys or 30 ladies are blocking the one MC, why are you not blocking the other one? Because this is what they do. They just switch to the other MC. They could have, say, 10 carriers underneath the brokerage, and maybe all you brokers have those 10 carriers blocked. Well, they switched to the other broker, and that one is booking the load or whatever they're doing from broker to broker, broker to shipper. It's a web of crap is what it is. And it needs to stop. What Ronan's doing here, I applaud him. I applaud him for putting this guy up in this phone call. And this is what we need to do. But we don't need just videos. We need the people that are in the industry. We need the shippers, the brokers, and the good carriers to start doing what they need to do. Because this is bullshit what this guy is doing. And he comes on a phone call and telling everyone 12 years double brokering, 12 years doing this bullshit. And he's only one. And I'm telling you, there's hundreds and hundreds of them. Let's continue.
I see that you're very passionate. I see that you're very passionate about this. If you'd like, I wouldn't mind having a conversation with you on camera.
All right, guys. I honestly am very, very opinionative about, double brokering and about what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. I'm very passionate about what I'm saying, but if somebody was to talk to me about, really having a conversation about why they think double brokering is acceptable and where do you draw those red lines, I'm more than happy to have a conversation with you as long as you're okay with disclosing who you are and as long as you're okay with disclosing, this is my opinion, which is fine because it's okay that you think one way and I think another way and we can debate and then we can kind of see where we agree and see where we disagree, which is also fine. So I invited this guy to have a conversation with me live, on camera.
On camera?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? Since you think you're so
Why
right.
not? Why not? Let's do it on the camera. I don't mind, bro. Let's do it on the camera. But main time, if I'm gonna talk with you on the camera, you're gonna take down this video about the double brokering. What about that?
I will never take down my videos about double brokering. You can speak your mind and tell me what you think, and you can convince the audience maybe you're right.
Because it's totally bullshit. Whatever you're telling in your video about double brokering, sorry for my language, but that is bullshit. You think that double...
Ronan, it amazes me that he's so upset about your double brokering video. I didn't go and watch it. I'm going to have to watch it, but maybe please tell me or send me an email. Is he in that other video? Is that why he's so upset? Because I swear, man, when I'm done with this show tonight, I'm going to go watch that video because this guy is really butthurt over that video. He really wants it taken down. And I applaud you again, Ronan, for saying you're not taking the video down. And that's one of my policies. I will not take the videos down. Once they're up, they're there for education. They're there for other people when they go to search some of these companies so they don't fall into the same pit of snakes. Let's continue, Mr. Ronan.
Broken load, the final carrier who is delivering the load never gets paid, which is bullshit, buddy.
That's not what I said.
You did it for views. You did it for views, buddy.
That is not what I said. I didn't say that the person doesn't get paid. In a lot of the cases...
You basically told that.
No, that's not what I said. We can replay it and watch it together on the video.
How much money are you making per year, buddy?
All right, before we get into the next thing, okay, so basically he's accusing me that I said that when double brokerage happens and, one person sells it to another, that the last carrier does not get paid. So that's not what I said, okay? What I did say was that carriers along the way, they're more likely, if somebody shuts down in the process, somebody's bound to not get paid, okay? But he's saying is if everybody gets paid along the way, what do you care what I do? And that's kind of the angle that he's taking. So if I take a load from TQL and it's from point A to point B and I use 3-4 different carriers and I can make $300-400 off of this, what do you care what I do as long as everybody gets paid? Well, I'm sorry to tell you this, but a lot of people in the process don't get paid and a lot of people get stiffed. And when somebody's not gonna pay you for double brokering the freight, you can be rest assured that the carrier number 2, 3, 4, and 5 are also not gonna get paid if you don't get paid. So that's the problem that brokerages have with double brokering.
How much bucks you making per month or per year?
What difference does it make what I make or what you make? I don't understand. What do you care about what I make? You have 3 MCs.
Buddy, I have 7 carrier MC numbers and I have 3 brokerage companies.
So here he clarifies 7 carrier MCs and 3 broker MCs. Are you all listening to that nonsense? There's no reason this guy should have 7 carrier MCs if he's being honest, 3 broker MCs, and I'm calling bullshit 5,000 trucks. This stuff, and I'm telling you, I think just this year alone, all this is starting, like, Ronan's doing videos. I've been doing videos. A lot of guys starting doing videos. Even the podcasts, even some of these other bozos I don't like, they're starting to talk about it more. But damn, where the hell was everybody? Where has everybody been all these years? Have you all been sleeping? Seriously, this should never have gone this far. Never, ever should have gone this far.
Very nice. I wonder, for me, my first question is I wonder why, but that's okay. It doesn't matter what
I answer you why. Because there's a carrier who can work with the Landstar, and then there's a carrier who can't work with the Landstar. The same carrier can work with the total quality. So I'm going to sell him the load with the total quality. So what's the problem?
Okay, so the problem is that TQL or Total Quality or whoever the brokerage company is, they don't want a middleman in between their freight and the carrier. Okay, where this person is coming in, I kind of have a feeling so he did not disclose who he is or what company he is, but what he did say is that, I understand that it's more of a dispatch service. Okay, now dispatch services have their own rules and regulations on what they are allowed and what they're not allowed to do, but let's continue hearing him out. Obviously, he wants to know how much I make every single year. I think that's completely irrelevant. I mean, what difference does it make if I make $100K a year or $500,000 a year? What difference, like, is he trying to flex on whose balls are bigger? Like, I just don't get it, but let's continue.
The problem
What's the problem, buddy?
The problem is that if TQL knew that you were selling their loads, they wouldn't give you the loads. That's the problem.
The problem is guys like you who don't know the difference between double brokering and scamming people. The problem is you and guys like you in business.
Okay.
That goes back to what I said with his propaganda. You see how he's trying to convince Ronan here that he's the wrong person and that he's the right person. He's trying to tell Ronan he doesn't know what double brokering and scamming is. The idiot is trying to educate the educated. That's classic bullshit.
You know everything about the business, but you don't know anything. So you are a carrier, you are a broker. Either you're gonna book the load with your carrier MC. Once your truck gonna have an issue, you're just gonna broker out your load. That's it. That's
no, we don't. Working. No, maybe that's the way. Maybe that's the way you work, but it's not the way we work.
No, that's how exactly you working, buddy. So when you're calling someone names, please make sure that you're not gonna do that. But you are doing that. I'm sure about that. To prove that even. One day I'm gonna book exactly your load. You're not gonna know me. You're not gonna know that it was me. I'm gonna book exactly your load. I'm gonna deliver your load. I'm gonna get paid for your load. Then I'm gonna call you back and tell you that, look, I double broke your load. And what?
Can you believe what he just told him there? He said to tell Ronan he's going to book one of his loads, he's going to get paid for the load, and then he's going to tell him that he double brokered the load. If this guy was in the United States and I was the broker and he did that to me, and I don't know why a lot of brokers don't do it, start hauling all these losers in the court. Start hauling them all into court. Back them all up in the court. That's what they need. Maybe some of them will get deported if they're over here. Because this arrogance that this guy is saying in this video, that's bullshit. Ronan is too nice. I would have told him, I would have told him some good stuff.
My friend, I think you're having a hard time understanding the point of the videos or the point of educating people.
You have a hard time to understand it. The point of your video is that double brokering is something horrible, but it's not horrible.
All right, so now that I'm listening to it again, I understand that this whole double brokering thing is definitely affecting him and his business. Whatever the business is, I don't know what it is that he does. Again, I can assume that he is a dispatch service and that he's taking loads and he's selling it to other carriers, obviously making a profit. But you can see in the continuation of this conversation, you'll pick up a few more things of what this guy actually does and why he's getting so affected by it. So when a broker finds out that he double brokered it, okay, they give him a call and they say, hey, you brokered my freight to another carrier, and he says, What do you care? If everybody's getting paid along the way, I should be able to do whatever I want. But it's not like that. Because if you book the load, and when you're booking the load, tell the broker, hey, I'm brokering your freight to another carrier, and if he's okay with it, that's when you can do whatever you want to do. But hiding that information from the broker and doing whatever it is that you want is just not going to fly, and probably payments are being withheld to him, and that's why he is so agitated by one of my videos.
There's a bunch of guys that who can bill, who can talk with the brokers, because there's a bunch of idiot brokers who want to call the driver every single 10 minutes to know exact location where the truck is.
All right, finally, the first thing that I can agree with him on, okay? Some brokers out there, when they give you the load, they want the macro point, they want to be able to call your driver, they want to be able to talk to him every 10, 15 minutes. Now, there are some brokers, okay, that do this, and you have the right, as a carrier, to choose whether to work with these kind of companies or whether not to, okay? It's extremely frustrating, the whole calling every 10, 15 minutes, the whole, I want your driver's phone number. We don't give out driver's phone number, that's why we have satellite tracking. But we choose whether we want to work with those brokers or whether we don't want to work with those brokers. Don't be taking loads from those brokers, knowing that this is the kind of service that they want, and then not give them the service or complain about it. Then don't work with them.
That I can agree with you on, that's not
And I'm going to interject there, Ronan, because those brokers, a lot of times they act like that. Not all of them, but there's a lot of them, the crooked brokers. They want to harass and bother the drivers because it's a double brokered load. Those are the crooks. So they got to answer back to the other people. The good brokers, if they know you and they know your drivers, they're not going to bother you. They're going to put you on Macro Point or Trucker Tools and end of story. They're tracking, they know what's up. But a lot of these guys are doing nonsense, and that's why they want to call and harass the driver. And you're 100% right. They're not supposed to be calling to harass the driver, and definitely not ask for phone numbers. I wouldn't trust half of these guys.
No problem. Listen, I can agree with you on some things, but I can also disagree with you on other things. And I think that some of the stuff that you're saying is complete nonsense. But that's okay.
For what you're not gonna disagree? For what?
About the double brokering, I don't agree with you. And what you said about my company, that when we broker, because I don't agree. That's not the way we do business. Maybe it's the way you do business, but that's not the way we do business.
Okay, if your load, let's say if your load double broke, picked up, delivered on time, what's your problem?
My problem is that it shouldn't be done. I should know about it. And if you're going to double broker,
why?
Because I don't want you to do that. What do you mean why? Because I don't want you. And neither does any other broker.
Right now, there's the load. Packer Transportation, Port Hunter, California to Reno, Nevada. Right now, I have a truck 10 miles away from that place. I have a truck in Oxnard. So these guys not giving load to 7 my MC numbers. Can you cover this load and give it to me? I'm gonna show you that I'm gonna pick up on time, delivery on time, even with the micropoint truck.
No,
so
I'll tell you. No, I would never give it to you. Why? Because there's a reason why they don't work with you. They don't just not want to work with you. There's a reason. Because I, as a broker, I don't want you brokering my freight. What do you not understand?
Why?
Because I don't want you.
Why? Like a little sissy girl. He's actually asking him on the phone call to book the load and then give it to him. You believe this bullshit? Saying he has a truck, 10 miles away? Truck probably don't even have any inspections. Probably a guy in flip-flops that just got off the airplane. They threw him in a truck, probably for whoever. And now he's asking Ronan, book the load and give it to me. And I'm going to show you we're going to do it on time and everything. Oh, my goodness. Why? Like a little sissy girl.
Brokering my freight, because that's where problems happen.
Why?
Because, okay. Anyways, I appreciate your phone call. Thank you very much.
Reason, bro. You can't bring a reason. That's your problem.
I'll do it on camera. Let's bring out the reasons. See how good you are.
You basically want to ask me for a time.
I'd love to have a normal debate with you, and you can bring up your reasons, and I'll bring up my reasons, and you can decide for yourself, or at least you can see what other people think.
I'm so busy person. I have more than 300 people right now working for me, and I'm really busy person, bro. I just see your video. I was like, what the hell is going on? What this guy's talking about? I mean, about the
But
job
it's
of
okay.
broken. That's
You don't have to.
bullshit, buddy.
You don't have to view the videos.
Buddy.
You can go on to the next video. You don't have to listen to it.
Yeah, but don't spread this bullshit,
I have
bro.
to spread. I have
don't
to spread.
this.
This is what's ruining our industry. Why?
You're ruining the industry.
Of course.
Guys,
Okay.
like
That's
Jose. Let's talk about Jose. It's a driver. He's 62 years old. Okay, Jose. It is my driver. He's 62 years old. He 2 years ago, he finally changed his flip phone to Android phone. Okay?
Okay.
So, I'm doing business with him more than 10 years already. So, I'm giving him load. He always on time for pickup, for delivery, everything is fine. But that person doesn't know how to use the fucking email, bro. So
Okay.
what you gonna offer that guy? What you
I'll
gonna
tell
offer?
you. I'll tell you. There's a lot of companies that provide dispatch services, and when they do dispatch
Oh,
services,
really?
they book it
And
on his
cutting
name.
how
Yeah.
much? And cutting how much? 15%? 10%?
No.
I give him $5,000 load. You gonna cut 10%, $500?
No,
Really?
because you book the load on his name, not on your name.
You're gonna book load on his name, and you're gonna charge him 10% as a dispatching, right? 10%.
Dispatch services today run anywhere between 4 to 6%, depending on the one that you use.
There is no 4-6% is Indian guys providing. Nobody want to work with Indian guys. That's the bullshit. Nobody gonna give a lot to Indian guys.
So he's bringing up the point about the dispatch services. Now, what do you do with a guy that is 55 years old or 60 years old? Now, I gave him a perfect solution that is legal. All right, dispatch service can only book loads on the actual carrier's MC. All right, they cannot book on ABC dispatch service and then sell the load to the broker or to the owner operator. They have to book it on behalf of the owner operator. The confirmation comes on behalf of the owner operator. It doesn't come to you, okay? It goes to the owner operator, and the owner operator is supposed to pay you for your service, which is usually 4 to 6%. Now, he's saying nobody will work for 4 to 6%. That's nonsense. You can fill out the form below, and I can direct you to actual dispatch service companies that charge 4 to 6% of gross. But what he's saying is that you have to understand, as people, whatever we blame other people for doing is usually what we're guilty of doing. So what he's actually doing, from what I understand, this dispatch service or whatever broker service he has, is he's booking loads from whoever, okay? And then he takes a cut of whatever he thinks is reasonable and gives it to his broker or gives it to the owner operator or a carrier that has a new MC number and they cannot book loads. Okay, that's really what I'm getting at.
With their horrible English accent. Believe me. And there is no trust at all to Indian guys.
Got it. What company are you calling?
He's talking to him about his bad English accent. This guy, like I said in the beginning, I don't know what he's got in his mouth, but he cannot speak. It's like his tongue is swollen in his mouth. He's probably sitting in a village somewhere, okay, smoking a big cigar that he probably pulled from the backyard, made it out of weeds, and he's probably got a kebab shoved down his throat. It's just, I don't even know how he's trying to insult Ronan. The guy cannot even talk properly.
My nationality?
I know what it is. Iranian.
Do you already figure out my nationality?
You're Iranian, 1,000%.
What?
Iranian.
Armenian, bro.
Armenian.
All right, so I could have sworn the whole time, I thought the accent, I thought it was Iranian, but apparently it's Armenian. I mean, does he have a point? Yes, people that have a strong accent struggle. Now, it doesn't matter if you're Indian or Armenian or Uranian or Russian, it doesn't matter. People with a strong accent, they struggle in the dispatch world. You're right, it's 100%.
All right, listen, I appreciate your
And what's your nationality? By the way, what's your nationality?
You already know my nationality.
Indian.
Indian, yeah?
Yeah, brother, the way that you're doing right.
All right, let's get this on camera, guys. Who in the world am I? All right, so my parents are originally from Uzbekistan, from Tashkent. capital city of Uzbekistan. Before the Soviet Union fell apart, my parents were both born in the city of Tashkent and they migrated to Israel. In 1979, I was born in 1984 and we moved to Canada in 1990 when I was 5 years old. I was raised here, Steeles and Bathurst, which is where a lot of the immigrants were here in the GTA in the Greater Toronto area. So yes, I went through the public school system. A portion of my life I went through the private school system, and that's who I am. So originally from Russia, from the former Soviet Union, Uzbekistan, we migrated to Israel. From Israel we came into Canada. Let's move on. Well, this is for him. So no, I'm not Indian. No, I'm not whatever you think I am. That's who I am.
I have Indian guys working for me. Their English is really good.
So the guy sat there and he's been talking shit through most of the video about Indians, but now he comes and says he has Indians working for him. Now, another note, Ronan, if you see the video, you do have some crooks from your country too, 100%. Please, you need to do video and be honest now, because there's a lot of crooks from Uzbekistan, 100%. But anyways, good video, Ronan. I really love the video. But this idiot, man, thank you for doing this video. Let me finish it up.
Which is bullshit, buddy.
That's not what I said.
You did it for views.
So here I am working away like I usually do, and I get a phone call from somebody who's obviously...
Okay, anyways, folks, that's the video. I had to review that because when I heard that guy talking, man, I just pictured like a lot of these brokers. I have a couple, they'll send me stuff and they'll send me emails because even the emails, a lot of time, the English is broken. And trust me, there's a lot of good foreigners, a lot of them. My foreigners in my family. I had an uncle who was over here for years too and couldn't speak no damn English. I think he was over here for 20 some years, but he worked all day, every day in a kitchen. So he didn't really have no need to learn, but he wasn't on the road driving a truck or playing logistics. He was flipping eggs and hamburgers. But this guy here is the epitome. He's just like, I don't even know what to say. I don't know how you brokers deal with these clowns day in and day out. You need to start blocking all of them, but you all need to communicate. So the other people don't end up having to go. I mean, I don't know. Maybe because you dealt with the headache, you want the other brokers to deal with the headache. But you guys need to communicate and block all these clowns. What's this one here? You need to block all these clowns and be done with them because they just keep multiplying. But if all of you get together and block them as they're coming, catch up. Do like a heavy hit on all these guys. This guy called. I don't believe it's truly because of the video on double brokering that Ronan did, but these dispatchers and these crooks, they're getting hit hard this year. I believe it. And that's why we got to keep putting the pressure on them. Okay? Put the pressure on them. Be done with them. Dude, I don't know. I feel like I'm repeating myself constantly over and over and over. It's not hard, man. It's not hard. Hey, listen, if some of you brokers need me to come to your office and go through your emails and talk to your agents, because I bet you you're not teaching your agents. I bet you. It's very easy. Whoever's the big broker on top, go to the office, look at your 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 agents, or say, listen, enough is enough. Let's cut them all out. Cut them all out. And be done. Up on the top over here, I think over here, that's ET Transport's page. So if you guys want to go subscribe to him, he's got good videos. He does nice videos. I know he puts times into his videos because he's got to put all the slides and all that stuff. And, not my style. My style is a little bit different. But I had to review this video, and I hope Ronan, I did tag him in it. I hope he sees it. I hope he enjoys it. If he doesn't enjoy it, oh well, Ronan. But anyways, keep hitting them hard. And axel.liveshow at gmail.com. Even you, Ronan, if you don't want to if you come across these dirtbags and it's too much for you, send it over to me. I dig deep. I get their swimming pools, their wives, their dogs, their village hut, all of it. I put it all up there. I just figure it's content. They want me to have content. I got an endless supply. It'll never end. Trucking content will never end with all this fraud. So, any questions before I get out of here, folks? I just wanted to do that live, give you guys a video. I hope you enjoyed it. But like I said, thank Ronan because, he had the phone call with the guy. And I don't know. We're just going to call that Peanut Butter Man because he definitely had peanut butter in his jaws. Why? I mean, telling them book a load and give it to him. I couldn't believe it. All right. Any questions? We're counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm out of here, folks. I'll catch you on the next one. This was Axel. Let me know how you like the show. Leave a comment. Appreciate it. Thank Costa. He got some of you guys some memberships to the channel. If you don't know about it, if you're on a desktop or whatever, you hit that join. You can become a member to help support the channel. We're going to try to do some big things. Somebody's got to do some big things because not enough people doing big things. And I like exposing these clowns. So I'm Axel. Catch you on the next one, people. Thanks for the thumbs down. We like when losers leave thumbs down too. It helps the channel too. So yeah, hit thumbs up, hit thumbs down. But we know you losers are watching too. We're coming for you losers.